I'm feeling kind of old, and I'll tell you why. I've had these stools that go with some chairs in our basement for over 20 years, and what happens when you've had something for that long? They break. And so these little feet broke, and we could buy them for $7 each, but we decided to design them and 3D print them ourselves for 15 cents each. Come along and see how we did it. So these little feet help the stool slide back and forth really easily on the carpet. And when they break and they have a nail sticking out, they don't work so well. And so it's just a piece of plastic and it's sort of caved in, but this was something we could really easily model. All right, I got my calipers and we wanted them to match. So we measured the width, we measured the width of the inside hole here, we measured the height, and then also how much space we would need to put a nail in. And I really need to find a left-handed caliper because everything is always upside down for me. But once we had our measurements, we went over to Fusion 360 to design it. All right, the first thing we're going to do is enter those parameters. So we go to Modify, Change Parameters, and I'm going to add one parameter for each of the measurements we made. Now, in this case, the reason we're doing this is I'll enter foot diameter, 30 millimeters, and I'm going to enter in each of the measurements as a variable so that when we design the part, if it turns out our measurements were inaccurate, or later we decide we want taller feet or something else, you can go in and make a change to the variable and it will propagate through your entire design and all the other things that are connected to it, which is really nice. So we enter in all of the measurements, nail hole is the last one, and okay, so now I'm going to start by creating a sketch. And this is a really easy model. So we're going to create the sketch and pick the XY plane, and we're going to create 3 circles. So you can press C to create a circle, and then I'm going to select the origin point, and I'm just going to drag out here and then enter in foot diameter, and that's the width, and I don't have to worry about any other exact measurements. So we'll do C again, and in this case, I'm going to do nail hole, and if we decide the nail hole is too small or too big, you can come back later and just change that. All right, that's it. Let's finish the sketch. I like designing parametrically. It just makes things really easy for changes. Okay, so this is our foot shape. Let's do an extrude, and we're going to click the face of the foot and then type in foot height. And we have pretty much the general shape, but we wanted to have that countersink area. There's the nail hole in the middle. So let's do another sketch. In this case, we're going to select the top or the plane that's the top of the existing foot. And we're going to do another C and another circle and type in insert width. And that's it for this sketch. So finish the sketch. Select that area and then do an extrude, and we're going to do a negative value because we want to extrude into the foot, and so we do insert depth, and this pretty much looks like the shape of the original foot, but we want to round off those edges. So we're going to do some fillets, and you can select fillet and then you can pick any edge. So we're going to pick this one and do 1 millimeter and see if that rounds it out enough, and 1 millimeter here. This is the very bottom of the foot, and this will give us a little curve. And that's done. So now we want to save it and then export it to an STL file and load it up in Prusa Slicer. So for this first print, I'm just going to take the defaults and see what it looks like. All right, so we had our model and we decided to go with Prusament ASA for strength and stability. And our first piece came out and it was close, but it wasn't exactly what we were looking for. It was a little sharp on the edges and the hole was too small for the nail. Because we did parametric design, it was really easy to go back to the computer, make a few settings changes, and then send it to the printer. And when it was done printing, we got exactly what we were looking for. And that meant all we had to do was print more. We have our 4 new feet. All we have to do is put them on. And they're all fixed and back up to working again, but we have one more left because we'd see cracks and we're probably gonna have another break. But let's see, that was a total of 45 cents, including materials and electrical cost, no extra shipping, all done with the 3D printers we had. I love practical prints. Oh yeah, this is nice. All right, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Good one.